Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. This is part 2 today of Jesus above all. Okay, the doctrinal word it's called preeminence. All right. And again, this is showing, Paul is writing here to show that Jesus is above all. And that's why he was doing this to refute the cults that were, the false teachings that were happening there. The false teachings were saying basically that Jesus wasn't preeminent, okay, and which is above all. And Paul is saying, no, Jesus is above all. And when you lessen Jesus in the church, or you take Jesus away out of the church, you're running into problems doctrinally, okay? And that's where a lot of the cults start, by doing that, taking away Jesus out of the church, and or taking part of Jesus out of the church, or adding something to Jesus, okay? You can be saved with Jesus and something else, okay? That's crazy. So today it's part 2, and Jesus is above all, part 2, and this is Jesus is creator, okay? My question for you is this: do you know anybody? Have you ever done this? Have you ever created anything? I don't think so. You might have made something. You might have gone, hey, yeah, I built this car, okay? You bought all the parts. You might have welded some parts together and so forth, but you didn't create that car out of nothing, okay? You took pieces and put that car together, all right? You are not a car creator. You're a car maker, okay? You make that car out of the parts, but you don't create it. A creation comes when you make something out of nothing. Nobody that I know of, or other deity besides God, is a creator, okay? So that's why Paul says here, and he's going to go into detail here, that Jesus is above all because he's creator, okay? He created everything. So let's read here today. This is taken from Colossians chapter 1, verses 15 to 17, all right? Follow along with me. It says this: the Son is the image of the invisible God, okay? So the Son is the image of the invisible God, okay? And then the firstborn over all creation, okay? It does not say Jesus was created. He's firstborn. It's saying like he's first over all creation, okay? So yeah, he's not a created being. He is the one that creates, okay? For in him all things were created. I wonder if you're going, I wonder what things he's talking about when he says all things. Well, Paul, in case you can't figure it out, he tells you all things in heaven and on earth. Okay, so everything that I look up and see, all the planets, all the moon, the stars, sun, all that stuff in the heavens that I look up, and on earth, everything that I see on the earth is created by God, visible and invisible. Okay. All those things that I see that are obvious, like the trees and the grass and the all the other stuff that I can see. But then there's other stuff that I don't see. All the microscopic stuff, the way the atoms are held together, all kinds of stuff like that I don't see. He created all those things too. Okay? Visible and invisible. Whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities. Okay, God, and Paul talks about this. There's no authority that's been given except what has been given by God. Okay? All have been created through him and for him. All right? He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Okay? It's funny, you study science and you're like, man, how are all these things held together? How is the earth held together? With the speed that the earth is orbiting, people should be flying off, but God created everything so that there's the gravitational pull, just the right gravitational pull, so you can actually walk around. If it was too much gravitational pull, you couldn't walk around this earth. And if there was less gravitational pull, you'd be bouncing around and bouncing up, into space and everything else, way up in the atmosphere. But there's just enough gravitational pull. So God he created everything, but he keeps it all together too. Okay, So it just blows your mind when you think of all that. Okay. So the bottom line is this: Christ Jesus is head over all because he is the creator. And there's nobody else that creates. You can't think of anyone. If you can, that would be amazing. But no one else has created anything. I sure haven't created anything. Okay, I've made stuff. Okay, I made some macaroni and cheese today. All right, or a bowl of oatmeal. But there was ingredients I put into it. Okay, so Jesus is creator, and so that's why he is above all. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue this discussion about Jesus being above all. Lord's blessing. I'll see you tomorrow.